Live streaming and recording, so
Thank you. Welcome to the February 27, 2025 meeting of the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee. My name is Anton Melner and I'm the chair of the committee. Tonight we're joined by District Manager Jesus Ferris and Community Coordinator Brian Lafferty. This meeting is called to order at 6:37 p.m. As a reminder, New York City law requires all committee members who are not able to attend the meeting in person to have their name, their cameras on, and their first and last names displayed from the time the meeting is called in order until the time the meeting is adjourned. Members of the public who are attending virtually, you can raise any questions or comments that you have through the Q&A feature of Zoom. Members of the public who are here in person, you can raise any questions you have by raising your hand. If there's time following the committee's discussion, we'll field questions from the public. Okay, Sarah Wooding has volunteered to take minutes tonight. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Okay, we'll not take attendance by roll call. Brian Lafferty will conduct the roll call.
thanks, Anton. Committee members, I'll call your name. When your name is called, please say present. I'll announce if there is quorum. Page Judge. See Page. John Keller,
Present.
thank you. Anton Mulder,
Present.
thank you. Ann Seligman,
Present.
thank you. Susan Steinberg,
Present.
thank you. Sarah Whittington,
Present.
thank you. Michael Ann Rowe,
Present.
thank you. Betsy Goldberg, that's our joining us this evening. David Lowenstein. With 6 members present, 9, we have 4.
Thank you. We have the agenda up on the board. The agenda for tonight's meeting is distributed ahead of time by the board's office and is reflected on the screen before you. There is no objection. We will adopt the agenda. Members of the committee, if you object to adopting the agenda, please raise your hand. There are no objections. The agenda for tonight's committee is adopted. The minutes from the October 24th, 24 and January 30th, 2025 meetings were distributed ahead of time by the board office. If there is no objection, we will adopt both the October 24th, 2024 and the January 30th, 2025 minutes as drafted. Members of the committee, if you object to adopting the minutes, please raise your hand. Seeing no objections, the minutes for the October 24th, 2024 and the January 30th, 2025 meetings are adopted. They will soon be available on the CB6 website. Okay, setting some ground rules. In order to conduct an efficient meeting, let's observe a few ground rules. No one may speak until granted the floor, please. Committee members who are here in person, if you have a question about committee business or wish to make a motion, please raise your hand. I will identify you so you can speak. Committee members unable to attend in person, if you have a question about committee business, you may raise your hand through Zoom, and I will identify you so you can speak. All committee members, it is extremely important that only one person speak at a time, so that members of the public watching at home can understand what is being said by each committee member. The chat function for committee members present via Zoom should not be used for committee business or questions about agenda topics. All such remarks should be made on the record by raising your hand through Zoom. Chat should only be used to alert us to any technical difficulties you are having or to state in writing information like an email address that was already stated aloud on the record during the meeting. Tonight's agenda.
Don't even read it. It was up there.
Let's start. We have a lot of roadway
We have to?
applications.
Yeah.
I would like to propose that If there are no objections by the committee members, when we get to the roadway application, we adopted by unanimous consent rather than having a roll call. First roadway application,
Wait, are we doing roadway applications first?
what's on the agenda?
I'm sorry, what, the last time I looked at the agenda, it was the other way around.
Okay. Roadway Cafe license for 127 East Restaurant Corporation doing business as Snafu at 127 East 47th Street. Is there a representative available?
Yes, hi, my name is Kara. I'm representing Snafu.
Thank you. Looking at your diagram, I just didn't understand. It looked like your roadway cafe application exceeded the width of the restaurant.
Yes, so the representative from the DOT, if you are seeing it in color, she marked it in red. Our restaurant, our building frontage is 18 feet. The owner has a triple net lease on the building. So I had originally marked it as 18 feet, but 4 of those feet are stairs, going up stairs. So she just marked it in red and asked me to approve the changes for the 14 feet in the email, and I approved it, and that's why she sent it forward like that.
There's no indication on your diagram that there's a telephone booth on the sidewalk.
I believe that booth has been, I think that's been removed.
Okay. I don't have any questions. Does any member of the public have an issue or a question?
I wondered about the, oh, sorry.
I don't see any hands raised.
Okay. Okay, members of the committee?
I was a little bit confused about the manhole, if that's actually in the roadway cafe. And especially as there were no floor coverings mentioned in the application.
There is like a utility covering there. So the DOT representative asked me to include that and mark it with 1.6 feet in every direction. It is it will limit our space because we can't put tables over it, but we still think it's important to have the space for what's the word I'm looking for more viewership from street view.
Any more comments from the committee? If there are no more comments from the committee, I would suggest that we review this and approve it as unanimous consent. Do I have any objections to that?
We do need to do the reso.
Yeah.
but
Okay.
Once we get to the vote part, then you can do your unanimous consent.
Oh, sorry,
All right.
getting
So-
ahead of
It's
myself.
actually kind of the slow part, isn't it?
We're gonna try and do it as quickly as we can, but unless
Yeah.
people wanna take it home and do it as homework, it's probably better just to do it like this.
So we have a resolution recommending approval for a roadway cafe license for 127 East Restaurant Court, doing business as Snafu at 127 East 47th Street. Whereas Kara Harwood, General Manager, appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27th, 2025, CB6 having jurisdiction of the premises, in the dining out NYC license application process. The committee doesn't have comments about the cafe's physical footprint, pedestrian flow, or potential conflicts with existing curb use. And whereas no members of the community have any comments for or against, no modifications suggested, and we'll just have our, therefore be resolved. That if there's anything different from the presentation in the application, then we would urge the Department of Transportation to deny the application. And we're not doing. Yes, so this is again, CB6 recommending approval of the above reference application. We're not doing a roll call vote unless there's anyone who's opposed.
Okay, I think the language I should be using, need a motion to recommend and then seconded, and then we can go from there.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay. I hear no objection. The resolution is adopted. Will be considered by the full board on March 12th. Second one,
Maybe we should thank our guests and we should move on.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you for attending.
Good luck.
Thank you. I'm good to go. Just want to
Yeah.
confirm. All right, thank you.
Okay, agenda item number 2. Roadway Cafe license for 449 Restaurant Corporation doing business as Mizzy Maza at 449 Third Avenue. Do I hear any comments from members of the community? Or is there a representative here?
I don't see any hand raised from the community. I believe Mr. Capitanos. I'll ask him to unmute. Is here. Mr. Capitanos?
Yes, can you hear me now? I think it was muted.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, good afternoon.
Okay, all right, sorry, got ahead of myself again. Do I hear any members of the community have any comments about this application for a roadway cafe?
I don't see any raised hand.
Okay, and do I hear any comments from members of the community of the?
I'm just
Yes.
wondering, Mr. Capitanos, are you open now? I know the restaurant has been temporarily closed, which is too bad. It's in a nice.
Yeah, the sad part
location.
of it is that Con Edison has closed my gas line, and because
Oh.
the building is so old, now they made me change every gas line, and I'm waiting for approval. I believe in about 2 weeks I will get the approval so I can reopen.
Oh, darn, they're 2 weeks.
Wow.
It's been really 6 months. I don't know. One day at 4 o'clock in the morning, they called me in my home. They said there's a leak, so they closed the whole building, not only the restaurant but the building as well. And because this building has a lot of violations, so the landlord has to fix all the violations in order to get a permit, in order to change the gas pipes to make them the right way, and it's been a nightmare. But what can we do?
Well, thank you for your comment. Do I hear a motion from the committee?
Motion. I was just wondering which street the shed is on. Is it on the side street or on Third Avenue?
On the side street.
Thank you.
Motion of approval.
Second.
Okay,
All right.
motion
We
to
could do this
recommend
all night.
approval has moved and seconded. Is there any objection?
Maybe we should wait for the resident.
Yeah, so we'll go through the
Right.
text.
He's raring to go.
I want to.
So we have a resolution recommending approval for roadway cafe license for 449 Restaurant Corp, doing business as Mezzamadzi at 449 Third Avenue. Whereas John Capitanos, principal, is here for the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of the Napa Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025. CB6 having jurisdiction of the premises in the dining out NYC license application process. It doesn't have any concern about physical footprint, pedestrian flow, or potential conflicts with curb use. No members of the community had any comments for or against. No modifications were requested. Therefore, be it resolved that pursuant to the presentation, at this meeting, pursuant to all of the considerations, we recommend approval. And a motion has been made for unanimous consent. Nobody has raised any objections. So we don't need to do a roll call, folks.
Are there any objections?
Nope.
Okay, the chair hears no objections, so this will be considered adopted and moves on to the full board March 12th.
Okay, thank you, sir. I hope you have good luck with that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Have a good evening, everybody.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye.
Third item, a roadway cafe license for E&R US Ventures LLC, doing business as Thomas Kitchen at 444 Third Avenue. Is there a representative available?
Yes, Michael Kelly, representing the applicant.
Thank you. Are there any members of the community have any questions or comments about this application?
No handshakes.
Members of the committee? Yes, and
Nothing major, but, as with the snafu, it looks like DOT made some adjustments. I've got a couple of questions. Was the design adjusted to conform with the DOT's concerns?
Oh, there was I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I wasn't involved in the application in the beginning, but the DOT found a manhole. That is that little red dot in the corner
Yeah.
there. So the cafe was moved, so it's 18 inches away from that manhole.
Cool.
okay.
And I noticed that we did not receive a picture of the notice in the window, which we did from most applicants.
We did, it was just like.
It just was late. Okay, cool. And is the Sidewalk Cafe sticking around?
It's going to be, yes. It's
Okay.
going to be 4 tables, 8 seats, same they had before.
I mean, that's a whole different thing, but I just was curious.
Good, and we'll be putting an application to the DOT for the sidewalk cafe?
Yes, the application's in. The DOT was trying to get all the roadsides out first. So that's why you're hearing a majority of roadsides.
I'm presuming that even with the sidewalk seating, there will be more than 8-foot clearance for pedestrian passageway?
Yes. They've had a sidewalk cafe there since about 2016, so it's going to
Yeah.
mimic what was there before. That's basically it right there.
Any further questions from the committee? Okay. Shall we go on to the reso? This time we'll do it in the right order.
Yes. So we have a resolution recommending approval for a roadway cafe license for E&R US Ventures LLC, doing business as Thomas Kitchen at 444 Third Avenue. Whereas Gil Gibley, is Gil here? Yes, I thought I saw him earlier.
I'm sorry, what's this one for?
I think Gil was here, but he left.
Okay,
He had to go back to the restaurant.
good. Okay.
But I'm still not an attorney.
Oh, sorry. Representative, whereas
Yeah.
Michael Fung represented.
Not with that attitude.
Appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025. CB6 having jurisdiction of the premises and dining out NYC license application process. The committee doesn't have any comments about physical footprints, pedestrian flow, or potential conflicts with existing curb use. Whereas no members of the community had any comments for or against. No modifications were suggested. And so the committee, unless there's any otherwise an objection, can consider this by unanimous consent.
Okay.
Wait, did we have a motion?
No. Do I hear any motions of the objection?
Motion, no objection.
Second.
Approval,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Susan and I are just gonna do this all
This
night.
resolution is adopted. All right, let's back up a second. No objections, therefore this resolution is adopted and be considered by the full board on.
Wait, I thought it was approval for roadways.
It's approval for DOT.
It's no objection for the.
No objection to the approval.
Got it.
You get into these habits with the SLA.
All right.
Okay, we're good. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you. I'm sticking around for the next one.
Good for you. Okay, Next item on the agenda, roadway cafe license for Munster Cafe LLC, doing business as the Flying Cock Pub at 497 Third Avenue. Is there a representative available?
Michael Kelly?
Thank you. All right. Are there any comments or questions from members of the community regarding this application?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, well, Michael, and you're a member of the committee. We're asking first, I think, for members of the
Okay.
public.
What's that?
Okay. Are
We're
there,
asking for members of the public first. and
Oh,
then-
sorry, so sorry.
That's okay.
any members of the committee would like to comment on this application? I think, Michael Ann, you had your hand up.
Yeah, Michael, I just wanted to mention that before the Flying Cocks had their outside establishment, it was not kept very well. It was rather, if you want to, hate to say it, but trashy. And also to note that, along that area, people seem to want to tie their lights from the building to the trees, and that's not allowed. And I want to caution on that because I've seen that happen. And yeah, so it just want to, what happened before with the space and the outside dining?
A little confused at the question, but they did have the roadside cafe, as you see.
They did.
Does look a little trashy. But when they rebuild it, it'll be built to what the DOT wants you to. So there won't be the advertising like what's on there now.
Mm-hmm.
And the lights won't be up there either because of the electrical rules, meaning 10 to 14 feet above coming from the restaurant. You can't hang them from trees or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, I mean, it
Now, I
was.
want to bring up something.
Uh-huh.
When we filed, there was no bus stop there.
Yeah.
And now there's a bus stop.
Yeah.
So if the bus stop stays, obviously we're going to have to withdraw the application. But I believe they're trying, or somebody on the block is trying to move the bus stop to 34th Street. But
Yeah.
if it stays there, there won't be a roadside there.
That was my next point of view.
I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah.
'Cause it's information we found out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. And
I'd just like to ask, you said they're moving that bus stop to 34th Street, because I also had this question. The reason there is no longer a bus stop there is because of the construction on the corner, like that is now completed. So they could, so when you say they're moving the bus stop to 34th Street, do you mean on the north side of 34th Street?
And I didn't say they were moving it. There's somebody on the block, I think the Raven, that is trying to get it moved to 34th Street.
To the north side of 34th Street.
I have no idea where they're trying to move it. The owner of the Flying Cock has no idea. He just knows that the owner is trying to have it moved.
Yeah.
Am I confused? Aren't you between 34th and 33rd and 34th?
33rd and 34th, yes.
Well, the other side of 34th might make more sense anyway, just for traffic.
It's not part of this.
No, it's back bus lanes on.
So if there was a bus stop, you would have to withdraw this application,
That is correct.
okay.
okay.
Because that's where it was originally. And
Right.
as we know it, right? And I think that's what the whole thing is that people have been trying to, or I don't know, trying to get it back to where it was. So there's a whole thing back and forth about that. So
Yeah.
I hope that it stays where it is for your sake, but see.
Okay, well, thank you. I hear everybody over here. And the bottom line is if the bus stop does go through and does take that space, then unfortunately, your application will have to be withdrawn, but that's not the decision that we're making here. The decision we're making here is whether we approve or not, of the, roadway cafe being cited where it is, according to the, DOT application. Now, I do have one question. I know in the past you've had sidewalk seating, and it's not indicated in the diagram. Do you intend to have sidewalk seating in the future?
Yes, we'll be back for the sidewalk cafe.
You're going to be applying under a separate application for this, I would presume?
It was applied for under the same application, but they took all the roadsides first.
I'm sorry, they did what?
We applied under the same application. We applied for both on one application, but it's two separate applications. And they took the roadside out first and sent this to you. Because they're, like I said before, they're trying to get all the roadsides done. Because their opening date is April 1st.
Okay, as you probably know, the reason I'm asking you this is because there is a law or rules regarding pedestrian passageway, and you have to have at least 8 feet between something like a sidewalk cafe and your roadway cafe. What I did see though is that you have signboards on the sidewalk, and this limits the passageway for pedestrians to less than 6 feet, as I can indicate from diagrams and from Google Maps. Presume that you are aware of that.
I am now, and I will talk to the owner. But as to the 8-foot clearance, we're in a regional corridor. So we'll be leaving, we'll have a smaller cafe than we did before because we have to leave 10 feet clearance. Not 8 feet.
Okay. It's even better.
The owner
Okay.
doesn't think so, but
Mhm. I have a question.
And Michael Ann has her hand?
Yes.
Yes, I haven't, is there a diagram up somewhere? Because I'm not seeing it. Am I not looking at the right thing? Oh, webinar, wait. Let me see your screen. I can't see the picture.
Was it sent?
Because in an older picture, just want to note, in an older picture, just like actually in 2023, there is a bus station, if you know what I mean, made.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I see
that kind of obstructs and takes up more room as well. That's a busy area. The whole strip, already everyone wants to get sidewalk cafes, they want to get roadway cafes, and that is a really well trafficked area. Big footprint. So, to have a cafe, a sidewalk cafe and a roadside cafe,
Michael Ann, the issue is the legal requirement is 10 feet, and if they've complied to the legal requirement of 10 feet passageway, then there's not much we can say.
Yeah.
We're there in terms of its effect on the community as a whole. If they can't do this because there's going to be a new bus stop there, they will be notified by the DOT. I think we should go on from here and see if there are any other comments from the committee. If not, then we'll look for a resolution of approval from a committee member.
I have one more question. Does that mean that just to clarify, when there's a sidewalk cafe and a roadside cafe, does that mean it's 8 or 10 feet, whatever the rule is, between the business door and
No,
or
between the exterior of the sidewalk cafe to the exterior of the roadway cafe.
Okay, thanks for clarifying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do I hear?
Motion of approval. Second.
Brian is pulling up the resolution.
Okay, so we have a resolution recommending approval for roadway cafe license for Munster Cafe LLC, doing business as a Flying Cock Pub at 497 Third Avenue. Is Ken McCord with us this evening? Or-
no, he is not.
Okay, and you are representative. Okay, so whereas Michael Carey, representative, appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025, CP6 having jurisdiction of the premises and planning out NYC license application process. Committee doesn't have comments about physical footprint, pedestrian flow, or potential conflicts. There were no members of the community who had any comments or against. No modification were agreed to. And so we had a motion for
The
unanimous.
motion to recommend approval was moved and seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing no objection, this resolution is adopted and will be considered by the full board on March 12th. Sir, thank you very much.
Thank
And I
you.
hope things work out with the bus stop and your business goes forward.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Okay, okay, item number 5, Roadway Cafe license for Avenida 49 East LLC, doing business as Abaita at 145 East 49th Street. Is there a representative available?
Yes, my name is Hannah Donagrandi and I'm representing Abaita this evening.
Nice.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, are there any comments from members of the community regarding this application?
I don't see any hands.
Okay, members of the committee, do I hear any questions, comments? Okay. I do have a question though. Now you've had sidewalk seating in the past and it's on Google Maps. Are you intending to do the same thing, after you have your, roadway cafe in place?
Yes, we actually sent both applications, but now I also was confused why, but it seems like DOT just chose the roadway first.
Okay. I'm assuming you know that there has to be at least 8 or 10 foot clearance depending on the street between the actual outer limits of the sidewalk seating and the limits of the roadway cafe.
Correct. We're aware of that.
Motion of approval. Second. Damn, I was
Okay.
gonna go first. Next time you go. I will.
So we have a resolution recommending approval for a roadway cafe license for Abita 49 East LLC, doing business as Abita at 145 East 49th Street. Whereas Hannah Donagrandi, representative, appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025. CV 67 jurisdiction of the premises and the dining out NYC license application process. There were no comments about the physical footprint, about pedestrian flow or potential conflicts with existing curfews. No members of the community had any comments for or against. There were no modifications agreed to. So if we have no objections to this, everyone.
Chair hears no objection. Resolution is adopted and will be considered by the full board on March 12th.
Thank you so much. I appreciate what you do and hope to see you there also.
All right, good luck.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Okay. Item number 6 was withdrawn, which was a roadway cafe license for 336 Pub Incorporated, doing business as Fitzgerald's Pub at 336 Third Avenue. Item number 7, roadway cafe license for Murray Hill BB LLC, doing business as 7th Street Burger at 364 Third Avenue. Is there a representative available?
Yep, I'm here, Bradley Robinson.
Thank you. Are there any comments from the community for or against this application?
I don't see any hands.
Okay. Are there any comments or questions from any of the committee members?
Well, I did have to wonder when I saw, like, is Posada still there? Like, what's the deal with that? Cause like one of the Google Maps pictures shows like the Posada awning, but this.
No, that's the 7th Street Burger location. The awning just hasn't been changed yet.
Cool.
Do I hear a motion?
A motion of approval.
Second.
Let's go to the reso,
Technically, it's motion recommending.
Recommending approval, yeah,
recommending approval.
thank you. I'll get it right next time.
So we have a resolution recommending approval for a roadway cafe license for Murray Hill BB LLC, doing business at 7th Street Burger at 364 Third Avenue. Is Emily Land also here with us, or?
No, I don't believe so.
So whereas Bradley Robinson, representative, appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025. CB6 having jurisdiction of the premises in the dining out NYC license application process. This committee did not have any comments on the cafe's physical footprint, pedestrian flow, or potential conflicts with existing curfews. Whereas no members of the community had any comments for or against. No modifications, 3-2,
Okay, the motion to recommend approval was moved and seconded. Is there any objection? Seeing no objection, this resolution is adopted and will be considered by the full board on March 12th. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for being the most efficient community board in the city. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next time I go by your establishment, you'll have the right awning up. All right, thank you. Let me see. Okay, item number 8, roadway cafe license for Blue Mountain 888 Inc. Doing business as Blue Mountain Bar and Lounge at 396 3rd Avenue. Are there any representatives available for Blue Mountain?
I see Chengda Zhao.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No problem, no problem. Are there any comments or questions for or against this application from members of the community?
No questions. So we are brand new opening restaurant, and previously, like the previous restaurant, they don't have any outside dining before. So this is first time doing it. So we were hoping that, everything is in the right process. And then, I'm just here to see what else do we need to make up for. That's pretty much it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Members of the community?
Yes, I'm the owner. Yes.
No, okay, thank you. All right. Any members of the committee, any questions? Okay. I don't have any questions or issues. Do I hear a motion?
I recommend approval.
I will second.
Okay. Let's go to the reso.
Okay, so we have a resolution recommending approval for roadway cafe license for Blue Mountain 888 Inc.
Let's go to
Doing business as Blue Mountain Bar and Lounge at 396 3rd Avenue. Whereas Chengda Zhao, owner, appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025. CP6 having jurisdiction of the premises in the dining out NYC license application process. The committee doesn't have any comments about the physical footprint, pedestrian flow, or potential conflict with existing curfews. No members of the community had any comments for or against. No modifications for 3-2. And so,
Okay, the motion to recommend approval was moved and seconded. Chair here knows no objection. This resolution is adopted and will be considered by the full board on March 12th. Sir, thank you very much. Good luck in your new establishment, and looks like it's a good place to visit in the future.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Item number 9. Roadway Cafe license for Zulfikar Mediterranean Cuisine Incorporated, doing business as Alibaba Mediterranean Cuisine at 224 East 53rd Street. Is a representative available?
Yes, hi everyone.
Thank you.
How are you guys?
Good. Any members of the community have any questions, comments about this application?
No raise.
No. Members of the committee? And
Yeah, it looks again like one of the other applications, we saw that there needed to be some adjustments to conform with the DOT's regulations on this. Has the design been adjusted to do that?
Yeah, I think he adjusted my guy who drove.
Great.
It's got,
And I have to say, I used to go to your place on 46th Street all the time and I loved it.
thank you,
And,
guys. I miss you guys.
yeah, seeing this application reminds me, I'll have to head uptown a little bit and see you there.
And no, this not same 46th Street. This is you asked me about the same.
No, I'm just saying, I know it was wonderful food and now
Thank you.
so,
Anytime come. I know everybody missed me over there, but this is a better location.
all right,
I lost my lease over there.
yeah,
That's why we closed, no choice.
yeah.
okay, now you've had in your prior locations, or even this location, you had sidewalk cafe. Are you intending to have the same thing
I
here?
sent yesterday picture, I believe today, yeah. Yes, and front and sidewalk street also.
Okay. And so you've made a separate application for sidewalk dining?
No, I think he did together, I believe.
There's another one that couldn't come through.
But they
This is
still,
this is the only
they,
one, this is the only one we've gotten. So if they've made a separate application for sidewalk, it has not gotten to us yet.
but they
Okay,
still-
I will ask my guy, sent.
DOT appears to be, they sent us nothing but roadways, so I think DOT is just doing it this way because this is their process, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry.
Okay, thank you.
Fine, yeah, if the DOT does approve sidewalk, then please, we
Yeah.
the
It's not
situation.
gonna be like this, it's gonna be different, because they want different,
right,
yeah,
design.
different design, yes.
Motion to recommend approval? Second.
Let's go to the resolution.
Okay.
Getting good at this.
So we have a resolution recommending approval for a roadway cafe license for Zulfikar Mediterranean Cuisine, Inc. Doing business as Alibaba Mediterranean Cuisine at 224 East 53rd Street. Whereas Ali Dogan, principal, appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025, CB6 having jurisdiction of the premises in the dining out NYC license application process. The committee has no comments about the physical footprints, pedestrian flow, or potential conflicts with illicit curb use. No members of the community had any comments for or against. No modifications were agreed to.
Okay, motion to recommend approval was moved and seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing no objection, this resolution is adopted and will be considered by the full board on March 12th.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yes, and I
Stop
do
by
like,
anytime, guys. We love you.
yeah, I do like your food. I was at the 46th Street shop several times, and having lived 11 years in the Middle East, I think it's comparable to what I ate there. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. Good night. I can leave now?
Yeah.
Yes, you may leave.
Okay, thank you, guys. I see you, bye-bye.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah, Ramadan starts next Monday.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Item number 10, roadway cafe license for Sotolio Incorporated doing business as Norma at 438 3rd Avenue. Okay, any representative of Norma?
Yes, good evening, sir, ma'am. Present here.
Thank you. Are there any comments from members of the community regarding this application? Hearing no comments, we go to the committee. Any comments from the committee?
I recommend approval of this Roadway Cafe.
Second.
Okay. Let's go to the resolution.
Okay, so we have a resolution recommending approval for a roadway cafe license for Sotolio Inc. doing business as Norma at 438 Third Avenue. And I'm sorry, sir, just to,
Yes, this is Jay Chun, Jimmy Chun, as a representative.
you said Jimmy Chung,
Yes,
CHUN, is that correct?
yes, that's correct, sir.
Okay, thank you. Our representative appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025, CB67 jurisdiction of the premises in the dining out NYC license application process. Committee does not have any comments about physical footprint, pedestrian flow, or potential conflict with existing curfews. Whereas no members of the community had any comments for or against. No modifications were agreed to. And so,
Okay, motion to recommend approval was moved and seconded. Hearing no objections, the resolution is adopted and will be considered by the full board on March 12th. Okay. Sir, thank you for your attendance. Good luck with your restaurant.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Item number 11, roadway cafe license for Charisma Lounge Corp. Doing business as Charisma Lounge at 244 East 51st Street. Is there a representative available?
Mr. DeFru, you can just unmute.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
okay. My name is Mohammed Bashir. I'm the owner of Charisma Lounge.
Right, thank you. Do any members of the community have any questions or comments about this application for Charisma Lounge?
I see, Joan Schachter has her hand raised.
Okay. You are recognized.
Let me just promote, Joan Schachter to panelist. Okay.
Unmute.
Hi, yes, you are unmuted.
Okay, thank you. My name is Joni Schachter. I'm the board president of 251 East 51st Street, located on the northwest corner of 51st and 2nd. My building's garage is directly across 51st Street from where Charisma's roadway dining shed had been located. You should also be aware that there's a police station and a firehouse on 51st Street, just west of 3rd Avenue, and members of both houses park on my block. Because of that and the dining shed, there was only one lane for traffic, and cars trying to exit my garage had a great deal of difficulty. Some of my shareholders, as well as members of the public, park in my building's garage, and we've lost income due to the struggle of exiting and turning onto the street. We already know of automobile accidents due to shareholders being unable to clear the shed when exiting the garage. Every blockage causes honking horns and disturbances to the neighborhood. Of even more importance, fire engines were unable to drive on 51st Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenues due to the sheds on the block and only one lane for traffic. What would happen if there was a fire on 51st Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenues? This not only affects my building, but every building on the block. The fire engine couldn't get to the building. People who need to be rescued would be in harm's way longer than necessary, and the fire would rage on. Whatever benefits the roadway dining shed may provide to the restaurant owners is greatly outweighed by the danger and inconvenience to the neighborhood. Other board members, many of my shareholders and I all sent in complaints about Charisma's dining shed location. Mine even included photographs showing my building's garage, Charisma's shed across the street, all the cars parked on 51st, and the one lane for traffic. Other board members and shareholders sent in complaints and photos of Charisma's overflowing garbage and the appalling number of rats surrounding it. All anyone ever heard back was that the complaint had been closed and there was no additional information in the notes to customer. As you weigh your decision, please take into account that East 51st Street is a police and fire thoroughway, and that Charisma's roadway dining shed is a hazard to traffic, pedestrians, and nearby restaurants. It was rarely used during operating hours, but often used by people talking loudly and shouting well past midnight and keeping residents on the block up most of the night. I respectfully request that you deny Charisma's request for roadside dining and instead look out for the safety and best interests of the neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you for your interest. Could we see a diagram of the?
You could see my garage right there. You see blue where it says park? That's the garage in my building.
May I speak, please?
Let's see the diagram, please. Okay, I noticed on the diagram that the Department of Transportation has reduced the size of your proposed roadway cafe by about 4 or 5 feet, and it is less than the width of the current or of the former cafe seating that you had there. Is that true?
That's correct, yeah.
The depth is the same.
You're not recognized, ma'am.
Sorry.
Sir, would you care to comment about Ms. Schachter's comments?
Can I speak?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been there 14 years and I know the president and the fire department is there, which is across maybe like 10, 15 times a day. For sure, if there's a problem there, the fire department will come talk to me about it, or the police departments. And either ways, if my sidewalk is not there, there's so many trucks parking there. And the fire trucks, the police department, trucks, all the days, they pass by. So if even this, I don't have sidewalk cafe, there's always parking trucks there because it's a commercial area. So if I have any problem with the fire department, they were already, I've been 14 years. I have the road cafe since the Corona for 4 years. If I had violations to break or dangerous for the community or for the garage or for fire department will not allow that, or the police department, and for sure the DOT. So I've been inspected. I have no problem now with the new application. They reduce the size. And by the way, if you're coming out of the garage and truck park right there with the side of the garage of the parking lots, the car is still having a problem to get out. So the only way, like nobody got to park in the most of the block to get out and get. So I seen the cars coming smoothly in and out. Fire trucks, you can call the fire department, the police department. The fire department, that's the only way the fire trucks can come through the 51st Street. So day and night, they come like 15 times a day, and they never tell me anything about it for 4 years. And I've been in this location since 2011.
Have you had any noise complaints made that you had to answer to 311?
No, they will come to me. First thing, because I have no ticket about the noise complaint. And it's against my license, the liquor license. If I have for noise complaint, the liquor authority will have an accord, stuff like that. I never had anything like that. And there's so many people come from Second Avenue, from Cornerstones. Yeah, you know, it's a lot of people like in the nighttime. But now even there's not that many people in the nighttime on the street, so the noise complaint is, I think, is reduced a lot in the area.
What are your operating hours?
4 to 4, but sometimes closer to 4 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Are there any comments from members of the committee?
Yeah, and then but usually like after 1 o'clock, it's just like few table.
I'm sorry?
There are more hands from.
Oh, I'm sorry.
members of the
couldn't see
public.
that.
So Robin, I'm promoting you to panelist.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, my name is Robin Stroll. I also live across the street at 251 East 51st Street. I'm even confused why you have an outdoor dining area. I really don't even see anyone sitting outside eating or drinking. Basically, people sitting in there talking, smoking, making the whole area filthy. Rodents, I've noticed numerous times around there. It's filthy, besides the fact that it is blocking the garage when we pull our car out, and also the street. It's dirty. It's a very, very dirty area. We have a nice street, and it's really a shame.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we have another member of the public, James Baker. I will promote James Baker to panelist.
Hello.
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm James Baker. I live at 251 East 51st Street as well, and I do keep a car in the garage and park there, and can attest to the difficulty of turning into our 12-foot drive lane when we have the obstruction of the Roadway Cafe on the other side, and to each side of our pretty narrow driveway, we have cars that are often parked so close to the edge of our curb cut that we just physically can't make the turn without doing a 3 or a 5-point turn. And it was going on for several years with the previous enclosure, and we had a lot of complaints from the people that parked in our garage. A few people, scuffed the side of the enclosure with their car because they couldn't make the turn. So I'm just reiterating and would request that you reconsider and deny this request because of the access to our parking garage.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Could we pull up Google Map latest?
Yes, but we do have another member of the public.
Okay.
Mr. John Ackerman, I'll promote you to panelist. Mr. Ackerman, be able to speak.
It's a woman.
Hi, John Ackerman, also at 251 East 51st. Yeah, I agree with everyone else on the size of the previous enclosure, which was well past the lane marking and blocking access. That particular Roadway Cafe also looked like a pile of garbage. It was not maintained, not cleaned, and it was pretty much an eyesore.
Thank you.
And now there's another raised hand from a Paul Lee. Paul Lee, I'm promoting you to panelist. Oh, you declined, okay. Paul Lee, if you can unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
I'm also in 251 East 51st, and I'm another tenant and a driver in the garage. And I'll throw my hat into the same ring with the same criticisms and observations of my other neighbors who all have trouble getting out of the garage. And again, I will concur with their observations that depending on how well the the space is maintained, there have been cases of garbage and rats running around, especially late at night.
Thank you very much for your comments. Now, this is, what's the date of this Google Maps?
This is August of 2024.
2024. Okay, as I recall from the application that the roadway cafe applicants will be much smaller than this and much narrower. And irrespective of the fact that there is a garage there, if there wasn't a roadway cafe, it seems to me that there will be parking along that line anyway. So
Yeah.
access and egress and ingress for that garage will be affected no matter what. Whether there's a roadway cafe there or panel trucks or other parking or other commercial vehicles. Now, under the new rules from the Department of Sanitation, I think all garbage has to be in rat-proof containers. So the issue is whether this was the case when the applicant originally had the roadway cafe. I see on this August 2024, they're using rat-proof containers for their garbage. And I think that the issue of rats and garbage has been alleviated by using that.
May I speak?
Who's, yes, sir.
Okay. First thing, most of I only have three garbage bags, which I have my private company to pick it up. But the problem is that the building next door, which is city, collect the garbage. They have over 18 garbage every day. And they always put it in my left side. You see what the white truck is? You put it right there. It looks come from me, but it's not coming from me. Mine is I put it like in the containers. It's about 3 garbage bags a daily and pick it up 6 times a day. Even with my respect for all the complaint, I try my best to do. I have exterminators comes every week. I will do my best to make sure the community better, and I will take care of the sidewalk and I make sure it's clean. I cooperate with the community. Anybody has complaint, they come to me directly, and I will take care of it right away. From the building across the street, the garage, if they have any complaint against me, I will welcome come to me and I'll correct the problems.
Now, you're down to, at least in your application, looks like the DOT has approved 2 tables and 4 chairs.
Yeah, that's correct. There's not that much anymore.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the community?
Yes, I see Linda Block has her hand raised. Linda Block, I'm promoting you to panelist. Linda Block, you should be able to unmute.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm also a shareholder at 251 East 51st Street. I happen to have a schedule where I walk my dog late at night, so I'm very well aware of what goes on at Charisma late night. As you all heard, their hours are from 4 in the afternoon until 4 a.m. And there is excessive noise. The sheds attract groups of people who do eat there, whether they buy their food and just throw it on the street, from other places, whether it's McDonald's or God knows where, or bring it from other places, but they do hang out there. I personally have taken videos of the excessive rat problem, which is extremely upsetting. We pay a lot of money to live in our building and to be owners in a co-op. And it's very disturbing to see what happens to our neighborhood. And another thing that happens, which nobody has mentioned yet, is that the people who do come to drink and smoke hookah at this Charisma bar wind up relieving themselves on the street. I personally have had instances with some of these people asking them to please move on. I've been told by the police that I shouldn't personally get involved, and that the police, should handle it. But this is a real problem, having the shed out there, which attracts people sitting there all hours of the night and leaving all sorts of food and debris there. So I do agree with the other things that have been said about the garage. I have witnessed it myself, that there's been difficulty getting in and out of the garage. So I appreciate anything you could do to help us keep the neighborhood, clean and safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Could we go back to that Google map thing, please? I'd like to go to the left up the block. I see there's another sidewalk shed there too.
Yeah.
Aesthetic said.
Which we have not gotten an application from.
No, not yet, I'm sure.
That was last month.
That was last month.
Oh,
Have we approved it?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's the restaurant manager?
wait, Charisma?
Mohammed Bashir.
Oh,
Mohammed, do you have any
Yes, sir.
comment?
No, it's about like I said, there's so many other places had the side roads cafe. Mine is gonna be smaller, and by the way, it's the noise. Anyhow, by the law, we're closing early. You cannot have people sitting outside after the certain hours. So either way, it's like like around whatever the government got to decide what time close. We have to put the chair inside and close down. And like I said, I understand some of the complaint. I try to correct it. I work with the community, and I make sure it's clean. But the building next to us, which is like, the collected by the New York sanitations, they have like so many garbage bags, and sometimes sanitation doesn't come to pick it up. By the way, so it's so rats around there. You know what I mean? And it's not only me. It's this building here has two restaurants. It has one Indian restaurant, and then they have under another Japanese restaurants. And they used to have sidewalk cafe too, a roadwalk cafe. So mine, because I'm open, I'm still trying to clean everything. I try like I said, my best. And my size table is gonna be like shrink to have. So about the parking, like I said, either way, the trucks are always there. The hotel is parking lots there. So it's not, I'm trying to do my best, but it's gonna hurt my business. We're already like, it's not business, not like east since the Corona. We're not doing business like same, down 30%. We're trying to survive, to pay our rent, so our taxes. There's so many things going on in our business. I understand the people complain, but I'm trying to work with them. But at the same time, I have business and I have a lot of things to run too. I try my best. With the business, trust me, New York is not the same. A lot of people doesn't come to Manhattan anymore. We're hurting our business, and it's not like it used to be. We'll try our best to do the best we can.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Midnight, it appears.
so
Do I see any other comments from the community? Wow.
There appears to be another question from Joan Schachter.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're recognized.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to say I have lived in my building for 40 plus years. The fire engines never had a problem going up the street when it was just parking on both sides. The main problem is the Cornerstone shed on the corner. The fire engines can't turn onto 51st Street from 2nd Avenue. My doorman told me they go down to 49th Street and all the way around. I wanted to attend the DOT meeting last night, and I signed on for it, and they're postponed until April. I don't remember seeing anything that they were appearing before you, because I certainly would have come to that. But as other people in my building have told you, it's very difficult getting out of the garage. Outsiders are no longer using our garage because of that, so we are losing income. My shareholders, some of them have gotten in car accidents, you know, scraping the shed trying to come out. And it's a problem for our building. And especially the fire trucks not being able to get down the street.
I think there's two different issues here.
Yeah.
Whatever happens on the cornerstone has nothing to do with Charisma's application here. One. Two, as I see from the diagram from the DOT, it's been submitted and has been reduced in size by the DOT. The fact is that the roadway dining has been reduced to 2 tables and 4 chairs, much narrower than it was in the past. I think that your concerns about being able to turn into the garage are perhaps a little overwrought, because it didn't seem to me, from actually looking at the building itself, looking at the garage entrance, that it is so abnormally difficult to turn into the garage or turn out of the garage. And I thank you for your comments and all members of that particular building, 251. However, I'm going to go to my comments if there are any from members of the committee.
Michael Ann has her hand raised.
Yes, Michael Ann.
Anton, I think she was trying to explain the point about the turning for the fire department. And I agree. I'm surprised that the fire department or any emergency vehicles not kick in with DOT about this issue on that street. It looks very crammed. My concern is that, you know, having a restaurant there, yes, I understand that, you know, things are not so great now. Manhattan is slow, but, you know, upkeep and keeping the area clean, you know, it should be much more on the radar than it seems like it has, listening to the comments from the community. But also I wanted to ask, Hamid, how many seats do you have inside of your establishment? And is there music playing outside at nighttime?
No, never. No
Okay.
way. Okay? But you know, like I told you, you guys know that any violations, noise violation, it will hurt my liquor license. You know that. You guys know that. If I have more than 3 times ticket, and which I never had for the past 11 years, since 2011, that's 14 years now. I'm very careful, because, you know, if I have another restaurant downtown, if I lose 1 license, I lose a 2nd license automatically. So I know the law. I've been doing this for 35 years in Manhattan, the business. I understand. I have respect for everybody complain, because, you know, you're not paying that much money for co-op and you expect that. You know what I mean? Like I said, like the one of the ladies said about the cornerstone thing, it's true. The trucks want to make a left, but the fire truck never had a problem with me, close to me, or the police department. They won't have a problem, like the lady said, to sit in the corner, which I told that before. But at the same time, I have every complaint, concern, and the community will come anytime to visit me in my restaurant, and any complaint, and I make sure 100% I will take care of it right away. You know, like I said, I'm part of the community. I'm there to make a living, not hurt anybody, and nobody can hurt me either. So I do my best to do that. I understand about the complaint. I make sure the outside is clean. I make sure the car has been taken care of. If any direct complaint, we're gonna hire, get more of the guys, not once, twice a week. You know, whatever it takes to do. It's not about the outside only. I'm caring about the inside too. If the community not happy with me, it's not outside, inside anymore. The Roadwalk Cafe, we never had it before, and we still survive. So my concern is my community not happy with what's going on in it. That's the most important. Inside or outside is matter to me. So matter to me is, if anybody have complained, if they kind of stop by, ask for the owners, and in turn what happens, so I can take care of it. I heard about things I never heard about it before, because the police never came, the fire department came in, the liquor store never complained. I never had any problems. But now, as the community said a problem, I take care of that, and they will come any day of the week. They can come directly to me, and I will take care of it. They can take pictures, show me whatever, any problem about it, I do. If I don't take it me with 24 hours, they can report to me. They have a lot of legal things to report me, but
Mhm.
I'm willing to work with the community as much as they can.
How many
Thank
seats do you have inside? I asked,
146.
I had
Right.
asked, Anton, I had asked the question, how many seats did he have inside?
Legally 146, but it's never full anymore. Like I said, the business was, I can't prove it to you. My business is down 40% since 2020. 40%. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mary. Michael Ann. Okay.
John Keller has his hand raised.
John?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'll be brief. Regret not being able to be with you this evening. I've lived in the neighborhood in the 50s off Second for many years, since 1990, I'm afraid to admit. And the problem on 51st Street is not this shed, it's the parking all along and the larger shed down the street. So it seems to me that we're conflating all of those issues here. And this is obviously a problem with getting out of that particular parking garage. But the problems on the street are bigger than this cafe. I leave it to Mr. Bashir as to whether a 4-seat cafe makes sense. That's a business decision. Otherwise, I don't see a reason to object to this. Thank you.
And
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I feel like the FDNY and NYPD, they're west of you they're west of this location on a westbound street. So if those vehicles are coming down the block, they're going home. They're not racing to a fire. So that seems like a little bit of a red herring. I did want to also confirm though that as applies to all roadway cafes, service outside stops at midnight. Is that correct? Even though you're open until 4, you're not serving.
No. It's a law. No, it's a law.
Yeah.
It's a law. Yeah, no. We can't. If the law, you got a ticket for that. No, we can't. And the police even can give you a ticket. Yeah.
Okay.
yes,
The photo of the roadside cafe that we keep looking at, that's an old one?
Yeah, the picture, the old one, but the new one is like half the size. Yeah.
But so the new one hasn't been put up yet?
no.
No, can't. April 1st.
Well, it's not been approved. So in other words, looking at that old photo, it's going to be narrower than where the plants are, right? So that should ease the people coming out of the garage, I would think. All right, that's all.
Okay, but can we take a look? I know Google will help us. Let's go back a couple of years before the pandemic and see what was there before.
Yeah.
Well, the application says it was parking.
Yeah.
Right?
You can see there's a car.
All right, so it's parking there. So whether there's a narrower roadside cafe or parking, it's gonna have the same issue in terms of people going in or going out the garage. I don't believe that's relevant in terms of the objections being raised by members of the 251 community.
Can we call to question? Call to question.
All right, I move to, we have a hand.
A second.
A member of the public, Paul Lee, has raised his hand again.
Mr. Lee, you have 1 minute.
Mr. Lee, if you want to either accept the panelists or unmute. Mr. Lee, if you can just unmute.
Hi, since you brought up this picture, I highlight the fact that the car is directly across from the exit to the garage. And if you look at where the car is, it's at least a foot or two inside that white line. If you look at the current picture of the shed actually crosses the white line. So that's the diminution of a turning space that we have. And those are have a
Lee,
problem.
Mr. Lee, I'm going to interrupt you. The shed is no longer there to begin with. And the DOT diagram shows that it's within the line that, that parked van was in the last picture we saw. So.
Well, there was a picture you had shown earlier. Maybe it's the older shed. But there was a picture, there was a picture of the shed crossing the line.
That shed is no longer there. You should know that, Mr. Lee.
Yeah.
It's just a hard turn. It's a hard turn for me. It's a hard turn when we come out of the shed. I don't check the line when I take the turn. But I was referring to the pictures that you had displayed.
Thank you.
I had made a motion of approval and John Keller seconded it.
Seconded, yes.
Recommend approval.
Recommended.
Can John second this?
Second, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Go to the reso.
So we have a resolution recommending approval for a roadway cafe license for Charisma Lounge Corp. Doing business as Charisma Lounge at 244 East 51st Street. Whereas
thank you so much. And like I said, I keep my promise for the community. And I'm so sorry if you didn't.
Not yet, but
Okay.
so stay with us.
All right.
Whereas Mohammed Bashir, principal, appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025, CB6 having jurisdiction of the premises in the dining out NYC license application process.
I think we have to include some comments.
Yes. Yeah. So the committee did have comments about the physical footprints.
Why don't we start with the public whereas first,
Yeah.
and then let's see how much of it can be encompassed there.
So, whereas some members of the community had comments against.
I would say whereas several residents of 251 East 51st Street
Several residents of 251 East 51st Street had comments against
the application.
They should.
Due to the roadway setups. Apostrophe S. Proximity to the entrance parking garage, I'd say. Right across the street.
As well as cleanliness and the presence of rats.
As well as, yeah.
They just didn't want to miss that.
That's a faithful summary of what we heard tonight. Okay, so that is what the committee, that is what the public said. Up in this sections, in the middle sections, is the committee itself going to voice any concerns?
Well, that we listened to the concerns of the community, and we felt that the application merits our recommendation for approval. However, the application.
The committee
Recommended.
okay.
Recommended approval. Do you want to say based on the fact that the new roadway shed is going to be smaller and narrower?
The extra specificity couldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Based on the facts. That the new, roadway setup.
Yeah.
Roadway cafe setup. Will be narrow.
And shorter.
Okay, a motion to recommend approval was moved and seconded. Are there any objections from committee members? Chair hears no objection. The resolution is adopted and will be considered by the full board on March 12th. The members of the community, the board will be meeting on this on March 12th. Further, the DOT will have a hearing sometime in the future about the same application. You're welcome to make your comments at either meeting.
As far as the DOT public hearing, the community board always publicizes those on our website, on the events page, as well as in our newsletters. As soon as we find out about them.
Mohammed, thank you very much for your application. Good luck.
I think he knows we approved it.
I think you went too close.
Okay. All right. Item number 12, roadway cafe license for Ruby's Midtown LLC doing business as Ruby's Cafe at 442 3rd Avenue. Is there a member or a representative of Ruby's Cafe available?
Yes, good evening. My name is Alexander McDonald. I'm the Director of Operations.
Thank you. Are there any members of the community who wish to comment on this application?
I don't see any hands.
Are there any comments or questions from members of the committee?
Can you pull the schematic up? I found it super confusing. I don't know if anybody else did, because there was all this red in it. And I couldn't tell if that was like DOT or, DOT's changes.
So we had hired an architect firm to do this drawing for us, and I believe they highlighted red for the corridor walking pathway.
Because I know there was one thing, and I'm not looking at it right now, but where there was, I think, insufficient clearance between the building that's to the right at on the top. Like you were supposed to have 5 feet clearance, but I'm not sure there is. There were a couple other things, like I just found, because on the other applications, DOT's concerns and changes are in red. So the fact that this is highlighted in red made it a little bit harder to parse.
I believe everything in red that you can see was marked up by our architecture firm. As far as I can remember, it was a few months ago that we submitted this.
Yeah.
So yeah, the schematics show 10 feet clearance here.
Okay. Well, no, it was like the building to the right, like the entrance to the right, but you see, like 5 feet, I think is what's required, right?
10 feet here on the sidewalk.
No, on the other side of the building. Yeah. That one.
Yeah, I think that's 5 feet between a door in the residential building here and their egress, but
that's not, yeah, okay, cool.
Okay, so long as the roadway cafe stays within the width of the
Right,
building.
the frontage, no, not the building, the restaurant.
Restaurant.
Yeah. Cause that was another one that was like, what?
Which it appears it does.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. All right,
Next time you do this though, ask him not to do it in red, please.
I definitely will. Definitely.
right, in the past, you've also had sidewalk seating. Have you applied for a sidewalk seating license as well?
Yes, I believe we have. I haven't seen that application for a while though. I can't recall that exactly.
Do I hear a motion?
Motion to recommend approval.
Second. Stepping on you, John.
Okay, let's go to,
Yes.
let's
So we
go
have
to the
a-
resolution.
The resolution recommending approval for a roadway cafe license for Ruby's Midtown LLC, doing business as Ruby's Cafe at 442 Third Avenue. Is Mr. Sykes also with us this evening?
Unfortunately, he wasn't able to attend. He was on a flight as we speak.
So whereas Alex McDonald, Director of Operations, are Stacy, Rob, or Maria with us? Or
It's just format.
Stacy and Maria are both here on the Zoom call. I don't think Rob was able to make it.
and I'm sorry, I didn't get Stacy's last name.
Hi, I'm on Stacy Callahan.
CALLAHAN.
AHAN.
And you're a representative as well?
Yep, I'm one of the director of operations for the restaurant as well.
Director of Operations. And Maria Herrera, I'm sorry, their title?
I'm so used to it. Controller.
Whereas Alex McDonald, Director of Operations, Stacy Callahan, Director of Operations, and Maria Herrera, Controller, appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025, CB6 having jurisdiction of the premises in the dining out NYC license application process. The committee doesn't have any comments on the physical footprint, pedestrian flow, or potential conflicts with existing curb use. Whereas no members of the community had any comments for or against. And there were no modifications.
Okay, a motion to recommend approval is moved and seconded. Is there any objection? Seeing no objection, this resolution is adopted and will be considered by the full board on March 12th.
Thank you so much. Have a great evening, everyone.
All right,
Thank you.
good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Item number
13.
Roadway Cafe license for Zella LLC doing business as Eleni's at 226 Third Avenue. Is there a representative available for Eleni's?
Yes, Ernest Gary representing Eleni's.
Okay. Do any members of the community have any comments or questions about this application?
There are no hands raised.
Does any member of the committee have any question? Can we go to their diagram?
Sure.
Yeah, again, the question I've asked before. Are you gonna be asking for sidewalk seating on the 19th Street side?
Yes, we did file an application for Sidewalk Cafe as well as the Roadway Cafe. The Sidewalk Cafe will encompass 3rd Avenue and a portion of 19th Street. The Sidewalk Cafe that covers 19th Street and 3rd Avenue is part of a single application.
All right, I have no questions. Motion.
Motion to recommend approval.
Seconded.
So we have a resolution recommending approval for a roadway cafe license for Zella LLC, doing business as Eleni's at 226 3rd Avenue. Let's see, whereas Eleni Borelli, Principal, and Ernest Gary, Representative, appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025, CB6 having jurisdiction of the premises in the dining out NYC license application process. The committee does not have any comments on the physical footprint, pedestrian flow, or potential conflicts with existing curb use. Whereas no members of the community had any comments for or against.
Okay. Okay, a motion to recommend approval is moved and seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing no objection, the resolution is adopted and will be considered by the full board on March 12th. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you for your time.
Good luck.
Thanks, good luck.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Item number 14. Roadway Cafe license for 1063 First Avenue Restaurant Corporation doing business as Ozatar at 1063 First Avenue. Is there a representative available? Could you zoom in on 58th Street for me, please? I wanted to see it.
Sharif, would like to unmute.
Yeah,
We can hear you now.
sorry, I was having a little trouble.
Union. Is there any member of the community having any comments about this applicant?
I don't see any hands raised.
Members of the committee? I see you've indicated on your application, no sidewalk seating on the 58th Street side. I know you've had this in the past. Are you gonna apply for sidewalk seating there?
We applied for sidewalk and roadway seating.
Okay.
John has his hand up.
John?
Yeah, are you applying for sidewalk on First or 58th or both?
On both.
Okay, but that's a separate application. Okay, and which roadway cafes are we approving? Are we being asked to approve here tonight? Both of them?
Yes, kindly.
No,
Just the road.
But the roadway on both 58, right, both on the avenue and on the
58th
street, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's two separate diagrams, same application.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Motion.
No, wait, I was just kind of curious about what the capacity is on, like, that's a lot of space on both sides, and especially when you put the sidewalk stuff in. What's your total capacity that you are requesting outside?
Outside 14, I'll tell you right now. It is on the street, 14 tables and 56 seats. On the roadway, 16 tables and 64 seats.
64 seats, that's including on both the avenue and the street side, correct?
Yes. We're on a big frontage, on a big corner.
Great.
Okay. Any other comments from the committee?
I recommend.
I have a question, I'm sorry. I was wondering how many seats inside?
174.
Oh, big space.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
You're welcome.
John?
Yeah, just very quickly, I don't have an issue with the with this the roadway cafe. I do have questions about the sidewalk seating, but you have a great restaurant. And
thank you.
So, but I do have some questions about the sidewalk, but I'll wait for the next time to discuss this.
Thank you, John. And I have eaten there too. And
I have two in the village.
Same name?
Okay.
Same name?
Why don't you recommend approve?
I recommend approval.
Oh.
Okay, let's go to the resolution.
So we have a resolution recommending approval of the roadway cafe license for 1063 First Avenue Restaurant Court, doing business as Ozatar at 1063 First Avenue. Whereas Tariq Baloo, principal, appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025. CB6 having jurisdiction of the premises in the dining out NYC license application process. He doesn't have any comments on physical footprint, pedestrian flow, or potential conflict with existing curb use. Whereas no members of the community had any comments for or against, and there are no modifications in there.
Okay, motion to recommend approval was moved and seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing no objection, this resolution is adopted and will be considered by the full board on March 12th. Thank you, guys. Continue the good food. We'll see you soon, I'm sure.
Thank you very much.
Good day.
Thank you.
Okay. Item 15 has been withdrawn. This is Urban Aqua Ventures. Item 16, new application and temporary retail. Did we meet them? For wine, beer, and cider license for Suk Rui Long Corp, doing business as Little Basil at 153 East 26th Street. Is there a representative for this establishment available?
Hi,
Okay, who's speaking?
hi, my name is Ellen. I work at ABC License representing Little Basil.
Okay, we had an issue last month. They were invited to attend and they didn't attend. What was the issue?
We had a cold and we all had flu. The entire office had the flu. Half the office was out. It was bad month. Sorry.
Okay. I don't have any questions about this application, Suk Rui Long Corporation. Little Basil Beer has been there for a number of years. Do you have any questions or comments from members of the community? No. Do any members of the committee have a question?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see any major problems, but I did notice there were some unanswered questions in our questionnaire. It did not answer, you guys did not answer like the type of business, but I mean, I think it's an ongoing business.
It's an ongoing, I'm sorry for the, I apologize. It's an ongoing, it's a Thai restaurant. It's been transferred. Everything will remain the same, the staff, the food, the hours of operation, the method of operation. And it's actually transferred over to the manager who used to work here. So it will remain the same. You'll see the familiar faces. The taste, the food will be the same. Everything else will be the same. It's just that we have to change the entity. That's the reason we're here for the board.
Okay, well, one of the things about getting a liquor license is I noticed that there was not any outreach. You are in a residential building. And also, I would think a 500-foot hearing would be required.
We're beer and wine only.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we're beer and wine only, so 500-foot hearing was not applicable to our application.
Okay.
We will do the outreach. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll follow up.
Motion of no objection?
Yes.
Second.
Okay, so we have a resolution of no objection for a wine, beer, and cider license for Suk Rui Long Corp, doing business as Little Basil at 153 East 26th Street. Is Saren Khan with us as well?
Yeah, she did join. She's here.
And I'm sorry, I didn't get her last name.
It's gonna be under actually her brother. So last name would be Chatri. It's a long last name. I'm sorry. So Chatri Nuath. ChatReenuWath.
Okay, so Sarah Chatri Nua,
Yes.
Restaurant Manager, and Ellen Lee, Representative, appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025. CP6 having jurisdiction of the premises in the license application process. Whereas the establishment operates as a Thai restaurant, whereas the establishment's hours of operation are 11:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week. Is that correct?
Yes.
The committee doesn't wish to include any stipulations, and there's no public comment. Whereas no members of the community had any comments for or against. And then just our standard, therefore be it resolved, that CB6 has no objection to the application, so long as the applicant and all the representations by the representatives to the committee. And if there's anything different from what has been presented to us this evening, then we urge the escalate to the application.
Okay, motion to recommend no objection was moved and seconded. Are there any objections to this motion? Hearing no objection, the resolution is adopted and will be considered by the full board on March 12th. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Good night.
it.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Item number 17, new application and temporary retail permit for on-premises liquor license for BB 43,009 BB LLC, doing business as Bear Burger at 430 First Avenue. Is there a representative for
Yes.
Bear?
Good evening. This is Nicole Katsouris. I'm the attorney for the applicant, and the owner is online as well.
Thank you. Are there any comments from members of the community? Members of the committee?
Yeah, I noticed some absences in the application or in our questionnaire. You didn't provide hours of operation, capacity, whether it's a residential building, even though it kind of looks like it is, and no work of the on-site manager. I can give those to you one at a time if you like also.
I replied to the email yesterday morning.
Yeah, so in the notes, I included the omitted.
Okay, I'm sorry, I did
questions.
not see those there as of like 4 o'clock today, so.
No.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Thanks to the board office for being on top of that.
I'm sorry that it was removed from the original application. So the hours of operation are 12 to 10 p.m. The capacity is 60 people. It is a residential building above. And a public assembly permit is not required.
Have you done outreach to?
Not yet. To the residents above, not yet. There was an existing Bear Burger in the premises. There's just change of ownership.
Okay. And you provided the work number of the on-site manager?
That I can
That may
get
be
to
the
you.
most important of them all.
Yeah. That I will get to you. I don't have that information. Euripides, do you have that?
I can get it for you. Do you want it at this moment? You want it at this moment?
If you have it.
Yeah, give me a sec. Ivan Garcia. 917-689-3575.
Okay.
And we do have an email address.
Yeah, it just wasn't a phone number, which in this, if you're having a problem, that's what you want.
Right.
Any other questions or comments?
Thank
from the
you.
committee? Thank you.
Motion of no objection.
Second.
Let's go to the resolution.
Then we have a resolution of no objection for a new on-premises license with a temporary permit for BB 430009 BB LLC, doing business as Bear Burger at 430 3rd Avenue. Whereas Nicole Katsouris, attorney, and Euripides Pelikanos, principal, appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025. CP6 having jurisdiction of the premises in the license application process. Whereas the establishment proposes to operate as an American restaurant. Whereas the establishment's proposed hours of operation, or should I say current hours of operation, are 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week. And those are the same hours that were currently, or that are currently,
Yes.
and there are no stipulations or public comment, and no members of the community had any comments for or against. So therefore be it resolved that pursuant to the presentation made by the representatives at the meeting of the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee held on February 27, 2025, and to pursuant to all other considerations, CB6 had no objection to the application, so long as the applicant adheres to all the representations made by the representatives of the committee.
Okay. A motion of no objection was moved and seconded. Are there any objections to that motion? Seeing none, this resolution is adopted and will be considered by the full board on March 12th. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
You know,
Okay, item number 18, we'll go back to roadway cafes again. Application for roadway cafe license for Operation Craft One LLC, doing business as the Greats of Crafts at 983 First Avenue. Is there a representative available?
Yes, we're here. It's Joe Schenko and Stella Shepherd.
Okay. Do any members of the community listening have any questions or comments?
No.
No. Members of the committee?
Yeah, I'm just curious, there's a curb cut referenced, but I don't see where it is on the schematic.
The curb cut would be at the corner, right by where the pedestrian walkway is noted.
Oh, okay, so it's not,
like mid-block or anything like that.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is much more a bar than a restaurant is my take on it. It looks great, actually, but you're gonna stop serving outside at midnight, right? Like,
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Damn, get that.
And this is only for the 58th Street side of the side.
54th Street side, yep.
Thank you. Now, I know in the past you've had sidewalk seating. Again, are you applying separately for sidewalk license?
Yeah, we presented at a recent meeting. Maybe
Oh,
last month.
Okay,
There was in August, I believe.
Oh, August. Okay.
August. Wow.
Well, I wouldn't have remembered who it was last month.
We got a lot of folks coming through here these days.
No.
Okay, do I have any more comments from members of the committee? Do I hear a motion to recommend no objection?
No objection.
second.
All right. Let's go to the result.
So we have a resolution recommending approval for a roadway cafe license for Operation Craft One LLC, doing business as the Greats of Craft at 983 First Avenue. Whereas Stella Shepherd, Director of Operations, and Joe Strinko, Principal, appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025. CB6 having jurisdiction of the premises and dining out NYC license application process. Committee does not have any comments on the physical footprint, pedestrian flow, or potential conflicts with existing curb use. Whereas no members of the community had any comments for or against. And there are no modifications.
Okay. The motion is approved. Of no objection was made and seconded. Is there any objection? Okay. Hearing no objection, this resolution is adopted and will be considered by the full board on March 12th. Thank you very much. It is a nice place. I pass it practically every day, and
Yeah.
I think.
Thank you all.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Can I?
Okay.
Yeah, their cocktails look good.
Item 19, roadway cafe license for Banter Murray Hill LLC, doing business as Banter at 201 East 31st Street. Is that the member? Is there a representative available?
Yes, hi, this is Nicole Tejada speaking. I'm here together with Eric Brownstein, who's the owner of Banter Murray Hill.
Great.
Good evening.
Okay. Does any member of the community have any comments or questions about this application? Hearing none, does any member of the committee have any questions?
See, Michael Ann has her hand.
Yes, Michael Ann.
I'll ask it before somebody else asks it. I take it you're not going to apply for a sidewalk cafe, or I guess the trees there. So that's what I'm just looking at. So I guess you could have a little bit of cafe up against the restaurant, but are you?
Yeah, we do have a little application for up against the restaurant.
Okay.
Do I have any further comments from the committee?
It's a nice addition to the neighborhood.
All right, I will make a motion to to recommend approval.
No, approval, right, yes.
Like, where are we again?
We're back on roadway cafes.
Second.
Okay, let's go to the rest home.
So we have a resolution recommending approval for a roadway cafe license for Banter Murray Hill LLC, doing business as Banter at 201 East 31st Street. There is Eric Brownstein, principal, and Nicole Tejada, representative, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes. That's correct.
Thank you. Appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025. CB6 having jurisdiction of the premises and dining out and monthly license application process. The committee doesn't have any comments on the physical footprint, pedestrian flow, or potential conflict with existing curb use. Whereas no members of the community have any comments for.
Okay. Motion of no objection is moved and seconded. Is there any objection? Seeing no objection, this resolution is adopted and will be considered by the full board on March 12th. And thank you very much. Yes, it is a nice addition. It's a good place for the community.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a great night.
Thank you for having us. Have a great night.
Thank you. All right, last item for approval on the agenda, roadway cafe license for Trips Bay Hospitality LLC, doing business as Tower Rose at 384 3rd Avenue. Is there a representative available for Tower Rose?
Michael Kelly.
Good Irish name.
I'm having my stout now.
Do any members of the community have any questions or comments about the application made by Tower Rose for a roadway cafe?
No.
Seeing none, are there any questions or comments coming from members of the committee?
Yeah, I have a question about the manhole. Can you pull up the schematic? Yeah, like, is there a manhole under the, like, where in the roadway cafe?
Yes, there's a manhole right in the middle of it.
Oh.
So we lost some seating because we have to stay a foot and a
Right,
half
yeah.
away from it.
Yeah.
But it does give room for people to come in also.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, because I saw that, it was like, what? So.
Wow.
Right, because there was another one we got tonight that had no flooring. And I was like, no 5-second rule there.
Yeah, since it ended up basically right in the middle of our cafe, we
Oh.
build around it. It's not close to the walls.
Right? Yeah.
So they allowed, and we have no flooring, of course.
No.
Yeah.
It's not allowed under the new regulations, no flooring.
Oh, for any of them?
Right.
Because a lot of those applications showed flooring on there.
Let's check that out, but I believe you.
Right?
They're
No, you are allowed to have flooring, but it has to be able to lift up and you're supposed to
Like,
clean under it. But
removable,
since we have
yeah.
something under us, we can't have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you for that.
Thank you,
clarification.
Michael.
You're welcome.
It's
Okay.
And yes, we will have a sidewalk cafe, Michael, in.
I wasn't
Okay.
sure about asking that question all the time, but thank you. I'm very,
It'll be smaller than their old one because here they're also under the 10-foot rule where they have to leave a 10-foot clearance.
yeah. Yeah, you managed to capture the whole strip there, Michael.
No, we tried.
And one across the street, I think.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions? Do I hear a motion? Somebody make a motion.
I can't remember now. Recommending approval.
Motion to recommend approval.
Second.
Okay.
Oh, John Keller seconded.
Oh,
Let's put him
I don't know, I
down.
think oh yeah, put John down. Well, whatever's easier.
You mean my cut and paste is not gonna work?
So we have a resolution recommending approval for a roadway cafe license for Kitch Bay Hospitality LLC doing business as Tower Rose at 384 Third Avenue. First, Michael Kelly, representative, appeared before the Business Affairs and Licensing Committee of Manhattan Community Board 6 on February 27, 2025. CB6 having jurisdiction of the premises in the dining out NYC license application process. The committee doesn't have any comments on the physical footprint, pedestrian flow, or potential conflicts with existing curb use. There were no members of the community who had any comments. Or against. And there were no modifications.
Okay, motion, no objection was moved and seconded. Is there any objection? Chair hears no objection. This resolution is adopted and will be considered by the full board on March 12th. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda is Chair's report. I have to make this short because I promised I'd shorten up the meeting.
We're not making bad time.
No,
It's
we
like a-
actually,
it's like a lecture.
my husband's gonna be shocked that I'm
Before we
home
all met,
before 10.
Sandy recommended some changes, as did Jesus. And I think it's gonna help the meetings go a little bit faster than in the past, hopefully.
Yeah, you did a good job of plowing through, I thought, it's like, yeah, this was a long list.
Yeah, if it hadn't been for the controversy for charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
We-
But that's okay, there's always something.
One of the things we talked about before the meeting was something that the committee had been doing years ago, which I was not aware of, but committee members were sort of assigned to take a look at these applicants before they came up to the committee and see if they had the little sign
Yeah.
and things like that. And to be able to at least, when come to the committee, have had a firsthand look at the establishment rather than, going up in Google Maps and
Right.
taking a look at it. So I'd like to recommend that, we think about this for the next committee meeting, is who would volunteer to go to their certain areas that they live in to take a walk around before we actually meet. Now, I think things that Jesus you'll try to do is get these applications for licenses to the committee a little bit faster than we have in the past, so that there's time to go and visit. Now, I know this may not be too easy because the DOT sends everything at the last minute. But in terms of liquor licenses, I think that would be a good idea.
Those also come sort of whenever they are.
Yeah.
One of the things we're going to do that Anton alluded to is, we still don't know what form it's gonna take, but we're going to start putting the agenda up as it comes, rather than, you know, sort of in one big go towards the end. We already do that for the dining out applications and for the cannabis applications. We're gonna start doing that for the liquor license applications. So as if you just bookmark the calendar page of the CB6 website, we can even do for you guys that are internal, the Airtable, but either on the web, both on the website, possibly also on the Airtable, you'll start just seeing it live updated.
Yeah.
So that you'll start.
If you happen to be in that neighborhood, you can.
Or if you live in the
Or if you
neighborhood,
live,
you can walk
because
around.
that's one of the things, I mean, it's like, we had so many today. But there were, like, they're concentrated, like.
We're
you
gonna,
know.
we're gonna also see, based upon where everybody on the committee lives, maybe we divvy up the district into sectors. And we'll see. We didn't assign, Sandy did not assign everyone based upon where you live in the district, but we'll see if it just happens to line up that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I happen to live very close to Ozatar, and I held my voice tonight about, because I have real concerns, for example, about their sidewalk cafe. But that wasn't the matter of discussion tonight, so.
Yeah.
It's a great restaurant.
Yeah.
But CB5 does it this way, and so it's a good.
Yeah. I mean, because they, you know, they can send us the pictures. But, you know, whatever, you put the picture up, you take, you know, you put the sign up, you take a picture, you take the
And then
sign
that's
down,
it, yeah.
you know, like, who knows, right?
Do we know when these applications need to be in for like, for 2025, like for, or any of that? Like, is there a deadline for application?
Meaning applicants applying like for the first time right now?
Or, well, I guess they're applying for the first time, well, or the second.
If you mean the applications that have already been submitted months and months and months ago, well, they're sitting on DOT's desk waiting to be processed.
Yeah, but is there a deadline for upcoming cafes that are gonna open, I guess, in the spring, or what's the timeline?
I guess a deadline for whom? I mean, they can't do anything until DOT actually gives them a license.
For the
That's why
roadside cafes, like, does DOT demand, like, say, you need to have the application in by, well, I think they do that, but is there a deadline for application for roadside cafes?
I'm not sure, because many of the people who are serious about, I think it's rolling, because many of the people who are serious about getting one have applied months and months ago.
Yeah.
Just because they applied months and months ago, doesn't mean it reached us months and months ago. It comes in big piles.
Patches.
And then we have 30 days to respond to them.
I'm
even
just
though-
wondering when our job's done here. I'm kidding.
Never.
I'm kidding.
It's like making the bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have something to say?
I was just gonna say, DOT's deadline, they had a deadline for establishments to submit roadway, cafe, and sidewalk cafe applications back in August.
A long time ago.
Yeah, it was
Right,
August.
yeah.
But that doesn't mean those have been processed.
Right, so the controller had an audit, in the press release recently that only 39 of the 4,000 applications had made it to their office from DOT. So there's a backlog.
Wait, 39 made it to the controller's office?
The controller has a role in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sign off, it's a process.
Yeah.
Holy moly,
But-
this is why people vote for Trump.
That's, I don't think there were 4,000 roadway cafes during the pandemic.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me if there were.
Yeah, much more.
Yeah.
Okay, Chair's report, I really don't have much to report. I did promise last month to write a resolution. Unfortunately, Family Matters intervened. I will try to work on it, for the next meeting.
Which resolution? I didn't hear that.
There was regarding distance requirements.
Yeah.
On cannabis.
Oh, good.
Okay,
And I think I offered then, but if I didn't, I will offer again to, offer help on that.
what we're talking, we have all month to work on this, thank you. Any other old and new business?
Yeah, I had, earlier, you'll see in your email, I sent it to you and Jesus and Brendan, a attempt to a draft for capping. We had briefly talked about this and obviously up for discussion, but capping the amount of cannabis shops in one community.
All right, I haven't seen that email, I'll take a look at that.
It came 10 minutes after the meeting started.
Yeah. I forgot
Okay,
to submit it earlier, but I'm like, yeah, I'll just get it in.
okay. Any other new business, old business? Okay, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we adjourn the meeting at